Hey guys, today we've got a 2024 Mustang with us, and this one is the 10R80 automatic transmission, and we're going to be showing you how to use the paddle shifters on a 2024 and up Mustang. It's whether you've got the Mustang GT or the Mustang EcoBoost. As long as you got the S650 Mustang, this tutorial is going to be applicable to you. So we're going to go ahead and hop in the car. If you have a GT, base GTs have paddle shifter, but if you do have a Mustang EcoBoost, you no longer get the paddle shifters on a base model. So you have to get the performance pack to be able to get the paddle shifters on your Mustang, which I feel like you should, because the paddle shifter make the automatic transmission really fun to drive. You can hold the gears longer, especially if you live in an area where you can do some back road driving. Even just selecting your own gear is a lot more fun than just doing it with the automatic transmission. So we're gonna go ahead and hop in the car, show you how to use the paddle shifter, explain some of the basics. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna learn how to upshift, we're gonna learn how to downshift, and we're also gonna learn how the transmission behaves in different driving modes in the Mustang for the 2024 and up model years. All right, so we are in the interior of the Mustang. So here's the 10R80 automatic transmission. You'll see the park, reverse, neutral, drive, and manual mode. So we're gonna be using the manual mode too. And we're also going to show you basically how it works if you don't want to use the manual mode either. But yeah, here are the paddle shifters. I like them. They look a little bit different than what we had in S550. I actually like these one. Here, let me get you a closer look right here. So this is going to be the upshifting paddle. You press it towards you, you're going to upshift and go up a gear. And this one is going to be the downshifting paddle. So you press it towards you to go down a gear. So we're going to talk about how to upshift, how to downshift, what RPM to shift at, to make sure you can fully enjoy your Mustang and actually have fun with it and hold the gears and drive it like how it's meant to be. So let me turn on the car real quick. All right, so the car's on, and we'll show you some of the basic stuff, and then we're gonna go ahead and go out on the road. Wait for the car to cool down, this screen to pop up. I'm actually gonna turn the exhaust into quiet mode so you guys can easily hear me. Let's go to the My Mustang. Put the exhaust to quiet. Okay. All right, so yeah, so these are the paddle shifters. You've got different modes here. You've got your normal driving mode, then you've also got sport mode here. You've got track mode, drag mode, and the slippery mode. So as long as you have the gear selector in drive, all of these modes are gonna operate similarly in terms of as far as the paddle shifters are concerned. So we're gonna show you that too, but we're also gonna show you the full manual mode, which is the M right here. And that basically gives you full manual control over this Mustang in terms of using the paddle shifters. And just a couple of things you got to be careful as you're doing it. So we're going to go ahead and go out on the road, learn how to upshift the Mustang, the downshifting, and also how different modes are going to impact in terms of how your Mustang is going to behave with these paddle shifters. So the upshifting is obviously going to help you gain more RPMs, and you're going to get into a higher gear, but lower gears are going to have more power. Is going to get you into the power band faster. So go ahead, 5th gear right now, we're going to go ahead and upshift again. So as you can see, the RPMs are dropping, and now I'm coming to a stoplight. I'm not going to do anything with the paddles, and it will just drop by. You can see 5, 4, 3, and back to the 1st gear. So we're going to go ahead, and this is a long stretch of road, so I'm going to go ahead and upshift the cars to pay attention to the RPM, which is right here, and the gear selector, and kind of like how I'm using the paddle. And then once we kind of get to the speed limit, we're going to bring it down. So then I'm going to do the downshifting. So just pay attention to this RPM and the gear, so you get a hang of it, how the car is going to operate when you're using the paddle shifters. And again, right now it's in completely manual mode. So if I don't shift, if I just floor it right now, it's going to cut off the power at 7,500 RPM. But let's go ahead. All the way to 5th gear. This car really goes. I got one more on the 6th. And now we're gonna downshift so you can pay attention to the RPMs and the speed. Shift it back. So now I'm not going to be talking. I just want you to pay attention to that. we're gonna do the same thing. Once this turns green, we're gonna go back down that road and just pay attention to the upshifting, downshifting. As you saw, like I was trying to upshift around 4,000 RPM. Some of the ones I took it to 5,000. So as you get more comfortable, you're not gonna harm anything. Everything is computer control. So even if you get to 7,500 RPM, it's not gonna mess up anything. It will cut off the fuel, but you obviously don't wanna do it and hit the rev limiter for no reason. So I would advise drive with the 5,000-6,000, slowly increase as you get comfortable. Since it's 10-speed transmission, the gears are stacked very close together. So as you downshift, you're gonna basically increase your RPMs, 35 to 4,500, 45 to 5,000. So it's not a drastic jump, so you'll get a hang of it. And once you know how the car kind of operates in each different gear downshift, basically, you can get more comfortable and go ahead and fully, unleash the potential of this 5-liter Coyote motor. Second gear, third gear, fourth gear, one more to fifth. There we go. See a light coming across, so we're going to go ahead and downshift. Just pay attention to that and how the RPMs jump up. Again, I am not putting my foot on the gas. You can if you wanted to, but it just results in a little bit smoother downshifting and upshifting if you don't have your foot on the gas. But you can, it's not going to mess up anything, because again, everything is computer control. So even though you're hitting the paddle shifters, it's basically telling the computer to upshift or downshift for you. You're not actively doing it when you hit the paddles. Now what I'm going to show you is, right now it's in manual mode. I'm going to put it back into drive mode, so it's going to go to regular mode. And while the car is in motion, a lot of people have asked me that when the car's is in motion, you can put the selector back to the drive mode. It's not going to mess up anything. But now let's see what happens if I hit the paddle shifters. But let's say I don't want to use the paddle shifters. It's still going to shift it for me. So it's going to try to hold the gear a little bit, but once it detects I'm not using the paddle shifters, you saw it went back up. The gear selector went away. So this is good, like if you accidentally hit the paddle shifters and you don't want to use the paddle shifters, it's just going to revert back to normal and you don't have to worry about it. Or if you want to have fun, you're still using the paddle shifter, but you don't want to constantly go back and forth. The only downside is this one doesn't give you full manual control. So if I downshift right now, I can have my fun. It's not going to do the upshifting as long as I'm in the gear, but if I kind of stop using the paddle shifters actively, it's going to detect I'm not actively using them, so it's going to go back to normal. So right now you can see it's the 6th gear. It's going to drop it for me, but I'm not using the paddle shifter at all. And it's eventually going to revert back to regular. As you saw, the gear selector went away, so now it's regular shifting, automatic shifting now. So it's good if you just want to use it here and there, but I personally would recommend to switch it to the manual mode to be able to have full control of these paddle shifters and really use it. The biggest thing I can say is, like, everything is computer control, so don't worry in terms of messing up anything with your engine or with your car. Everything is going to be, computer's not going to let you do something that you're not supposed to. So there's a rev limiter in place. If you forget to upshift, it's going to cut the power for you, letting you know that you have to shift. In some instances, if you're downshifting, and let's say you're already at 6,000 RPM, you're in 2nd gear, you want to downshift the 1st gear, it's not going to let you downshift for you. It's going to have the indicator, it's going to blink. So even if you don't know what you're doing, just be comfortable with it, be confident with it. It's not going to mess up the engine, because it's not going to let you over rev the engine like in a manual transmission you would do. But honestly, I think having a paddle shifter equipped Mustang is very fun. 10R80 transmission in general is really fun, but if you do get it with the paddle shifter, which all the GTs come with it, but if you have the EcoBoost, like I said, you have to get the performance pack to get the paddle shifter. They kind of took that away from the base Mustang EcoBoost, so you no longer get the paddle shifters on your Mustang. So yeah, GTs with the paddle shifters is really fun to drive, especially if you got back rows, nice back rows, you can have fun with it, and it's just amazing to drive. Basically, having the car in the power band, the Coyote is a high revving V8, even though it's a V8, it has most of its power, 35, 4,000 RPM above that. So having the full access to the RPMs and the gear selector with the paddle shifter really makes the experience a lot more fun for you. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video on how to use the paddle shifters on your 2024 and up Mustangs. Whether you get the Mustang GT or the EcoBoost, is going to be the same. The RPMs are going to be a little bit different for the EcoBoost because the red line is a little bit different, but you follow the same procedures to be able to use that. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. Comment below what do you think about the paddle shifters on your Mustang, and of course subscribe to Rev 50 for more videos.